As we move into the news for the week, the big news involves the first Silly season domino to drop, and it is that Daniel Suarez and Trackhouse Racing have mutually agreed to part ways after the 2025 season. Suarez will be out of that 99 car. Before we get into what's quite obviously going to happen to this car next year, we got to talk about Suarez because he's been relatively successful in this ride, has got a handful of wins, or has got a couple of wins there, and of course a handful of success, but hasn't quite. Suarez has been that kind of guy that at times has been close to really breaking out, but hasn't really broken out as a NASCAR superstar.
You know, Daniel Suarez has become arguably one of the more popular drivers in NASCAR, and what he's done for that entire NASCAR Mexico community cannot be understated, right? Like there are so many people. I know we have some fans in the IBT Racing Family Discord who love Daniel Suarez. You know, they're his favorite driver. So heart goes out to them. And but you're right, man. Like at the end of the day, he comes in here, he wins 2 races over what I think the 5 years he's been with Trackhouse. And it's just the upsetting part about it. And some of it looks like the speed with these Trackhouse cars so far this season. But Daniel Suarez has regressed. You know, he comes in 2022, 15.1 average starting position. His average starting position this year, 24.2. It's regressed every single year, 16.5 average finish that season, all the way down to 21.4, right? Like we're not getting the results. He's 29th in the point standings. And you know, outside of that Atlanta win, which, you know, that could have gone any way when you really think about it. And, you know, the Sonoma win was probably his best of his career. Mm-hmm. It's been tough sledding for W's. You know, Ross Chastain out there, while he doesn't have speed in the car a lot of weeks, still winning the Coke 600, still winning at places like Phoenix where it matters, at Kansas where you can, you know, edge a little something in your crown there. So it's just tough, man. It's been a tough ride for Daniel Suarez, but you know, this is an insanely popular driver, so I do think he will land on his feet.
Yeah, he certainly does have options. There's nowhere that's popped up that's been a clear favorite as of yet.
Yeah.
Some of the rumors out there, Colleague Racing, you know, if they're willing to toss out one of Dillon or Allmendinger, which doesn't necessarily seem likely. It's also the same kind of thing for people who want to try to put if they want to put him in the Spire number 7, you know, are they going to throw out Haley that quickly? Some people even tried to put him with Junior Motorsports in one of their potentially empty cars.
I think that's
Justin Allgaier and Elliott Sadler kind of dropping down. We know that he's probably going to have funding that sticks with him. So maybe getting a top-tier Xfinity ride, it could be time for that, but also he probably will have some sort of option to stay in Cup if he really wants to also.
Well, I'm just going to say, too, like, if he does go back to the Xfinity Series, like, hammer down futures next year, whatever. Last time we saw Daniel Suarez in a full-time Xfinity ride, Joe Gibbs Racing, so keep that in mind. Definitely the cream of the crop of equipment back in those days. But 2016, 33 races, 27 top 10s, Elliot, 27 top 10s, 19 top 5s, 3 wins that season, goes on to win the championship. And this is a guy who's had success there, so I think you can absolutely hammer him if he goes back to the Xfinity Series race. And, like, who needs a Cup Series driver at this point of Daniel Suarez's caliber? Like, I just don't know where that seat is. Like, Ty Dillon's been kind of nasty right now. Like, he was out there like 300 to 1 to advance to the next, or to win the in-season tournament. He's down like 40 to 1. So if you got that when I tossed that out before we even got the seating, Ty Dillon's nice little driver. Have some respect, Elliot.
Yeah. I wasn't saying I was trying to kick him out of that car. I'm saying some of the fans are. Before we bring up some of the comments here, which makes some points, we'll talk about it more extensively when it's officially announced. But there's about a 150% chance that this car is going to be Connor Zilich's next year. He's a guy that's, of course, he's getting all the attention. He's getting the Xfinity wins. He's having other team owners talk about him as good drivers, as we'll touch on in just a minute. But obviously, Connor Zilisch is going to be in this car. And with the growing differences between the Cup and Xfinity car, drivers who have driven both of them, including Zilisch himself, say that there's not that much similarity. Obviously, I feel like it'll be growing pains for the young kid when he jumps up to Cup next season. But I feel like it'll be a little less than usual. This kid's a generational talent. We've known it. We've already hit a generational bet on him. It'll be fun to watch him in the Cup Series next year for sure.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully everyone came with us. You probably pay for your kid's college if you did on that one. But the thing about Connor Zilisch, like, maybe he wins a race next year. It's probably going to have to come at a road course. But, I mean, just how consistent he's been, even at ovals, has been outstanding for a guy who's coming from more of a, kart background, more of a road course overseas background. Connor Zilisch, I mean, he's top 3 in Xfinity Series points. He's won on an oval now. One like Pocono, where there is a lot of craft to running at the tricky triangle. I mean, the sky is the limit for Connor Zilisch, and I'll tell you what, like if I could bet whether it's gonna be over or under 29 in the points next year by this time, where Daniel Suarez is, if he takes that 99 team, I mean, I'm betting the under, and I'm probably betting as much, if not more, than I did the generational future this season, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you. TK makes a good point here. The big teams have stabilized, whereas Trackhouse is expanding, so is more unstable. It's also the fact that
Yeah.
2022, being arguably their best season, was the first year of the next gen, when some of the big teams with more resources didn't quite have the things figured out that they do now. And a couple potential spots here. Wood Brothers' second car, that doesn't exist because Wood Brothers is Team Penske, basically. It's just the Woods own that charter and the number and the branding and everything. They own that branding, but it is essentially a fourth Penske car, which also rules out Nick's suggestion here of another Team Penske car, another RCR car, also not something that I think RCR could or should do, honestly. And TK making the point of the numbers here. SVG with his 97, Zilisch with the 88 back. I like that too. Justin Marks has been on record as saying he likes having the top and the bottom number. I don't think anybody will take the 99, so he probably could keep 188, 97 and still round out the back of the grid. But it just depends. That's another thing that's really dependent on branding. But that's always the fun kind of stuff. It doesn't matter a lick toward how the car runs or toward betting or anything like that. But the marketing aspect is kind of fun. Like I was excited to see the 88 come back, and for SVG, a guy who I've become fond of since coming to the States, was running it.
Oh yeah, and speaking of futures, I know you have an over 1.5 SVG win total. That was like plus 130 at one point. You got to be just feeling great coming into this weekend. Let me tell you what, I have buyer's remorse not taking it.
Man, I was more focused on the doubling down on Zilisch when they moved his over under 2.5 wins. I doubled down on it, but that's right. My SVG over for the year would hit too. I think a Trackhouse I also have an over under on. I don't remember what that is, but with Chastain's that could be good. I gotta look that up and throw it in the Discord a little later for sure.
Yeah, and just like regardless of what happens, who gets what number or anything, like I think Trackhouse, they're a threat now to put 3 guys in the playoffs every single season, right? And I think they're going to make some strides. And like honestly, if they didn't make this move and get Zilisch up to the Cup Series, like there's a real chance of this guy getting poached. Like he is by and large, arguably what the best prospect since Larson. And like, I don't even know if Larson had this hype.
No, even Larson kind of ran a couple years in Xfinity kind of under the radar. Probably the most notable prospect since Logano in 09.
Yeah. How old was Logano when he got his Cup ride?
I think so. It was 08, I think, was the year that he first, like halfway through the year, he turned 18. And then I think they put him in the 20 in 09. So he was probably around the same age as Zilisch, actually.
Yeah. So definitely up there with, you know, some of the brightest who have come through this sport. And I mean, it's just been so cool to see this guy's ascension. Like we saw his first ARCA win in person last year at Dover. We see his first oval win here in the Xfinity Series this year with Dale on top of the pit box. That was, if you guys want to check out that video, go back on the IBT Media YouTube channel, go to the back road, and you can watch back our Xfinity Series reaction and see us sitting down with Connor there for a little bit. But I mean, this kid's special, man. And like, it sucks for Daniel Suarez, but at the end of the day, I think it's what has to happen for Trackhouse to continue to stay as relevant as they have. And, you know, Daniel Suarez, again, he'll land on his feet, man. He's got a good team around him, I think.